Hello, can you listen me well enough? Yeah? Okay. We're starting a lesson about TOEFL iBT reading, and this is kind of summary lesson because we have covered mainly all the topics. So before we start, let's do our protocol. And the protocol is, if you have any problem listening to me, connect to the internet directly if possible. Wear your microphone and headphone and refresh your web browser if there is any problem. Do we have anyone who has a problem with internet or with connection? Do we? No. Okay, great. So this is me, and my name is Lucine. Those who haven't met me before, I have been teaching English for over 14 years. So I have been teaching TOEFL and IELTS, mainly about the exams and back exam as well. So I have had enough experience facing the problems. Now, I don't want to sound very serious about the problems rather than the issues and the reading challenges, and generally dealing with the exam. So these are our sources and where you can find about us. You can visit our website. That's www.karhanyan.com. You can join our Facebook group. This group is quite active, by the way, recently, and we have also observed that people ask quite constructive questions. So make sure that you're active and ask questions and develop the dialogues. And you can also write to us, that's info@karhanyan.com. Do you have any questions about these ones until now? No. Okay. So I am moving ahead. So let's begin. This is kind of summary. So we will not only do the summary of particular topics, I will try to explain you also what should be done to develop generally reading, because we know that in TOEFL iBT there are 8 types of reading skills, but believe me, and I have enough experience to confirm that just developing this exactly called skills, or I would say exact like skills, is not enough, because you generally need to learn how to read. So I will move forward, and just for warm up, we will do some exercises. The objectives of the lesson: you will identify reading strategies, you will practice table filling question, which is basically what today's target focus will be, and you define your own strategies for preparation. We will start from the end. We will have to define our own strategies for preparation. Okay, you want me to be slow? Okay. So, reading question types, these are generally the question types that you can happen to have in TOEFL iBT. That's factual information we have discussed, that's negative factual information, inference questions, rhetorical purpose questions, vocabulary we have done, reference questions, sentence simplification questions, that's exactly the paraphrasing, which says how can the highlighted sentence be best expressed, and then you have four choices. Insert text questions, when you have to insert the basically the sentence. Prose summary question, and fill in the table. Inga, the lesson will last only an hour, so we will have to finish in our time. It will be just at 8. Count your time. We will finish in an hour. Okay. So we will do some reading practice, which has nothing to do with TOEFL reading skills. But while doing this practice, I want you to tell me in the end and answer these 2 questions. What skills does this reading practice develop? And what question types will it practice? And how will this practice the question types? Okay? Ready to work? Okay. So let's start. I will have to switch off my recording. No, not really my recording, but the screen. You will have to read this. So read the following passage and find the irrelevant sentence in each paragraph. Please read this paragraph and find the sentence that is irrelevant in the context. Okay. So what do you think? What is the irrelevant sentence? Wow, okay, 5. 1, 3, 5. Um, that's interesting because basically I would guess this is something subjective, but let's get the idea. What is this about? It's about Garfield, which is comic strip featuring the cat. This is a main character who is lazy, overweight, orange cat. He considers himself to be more intelligent than humans. There is also one more information about generally him. He was named Garfield after his grandfather, and he hates Mondays and loves lasagna, apparently. I would consider 4 and 5, but let's discuss those who chose 5. Why would you think this is 5? This is 5 that is irrelevant. Guys, I'm waiting for those who chose 5. So is not related. He considers himself to be more intelligent than humans and dogs. How would then 4 will be related that he was named Garfield after his grandfather? Generally, we get the information what type of a person he is, and he hates Mondays and he loves lasagna, and apparently still gives us information about him. But he was named Garfield after his grandfather. That has nothing to do with the context, because the context is generally characterizing him. Naming him has nothing to do with the characterizing. Did you get that? People, you have any questions about this? Did you get my point? Okay, Taka, great. So basically you kind of got there. Okay, so remember what is the context. Always I want you to remember the questions. How will this improve my reading? Has nothing to do with TOEFL iBT, but think about the skill. What skill will it improve? We will discuss that later. Now I want you to do the second one. Alfred Hitchcock. Find, please, irrelevant sentence. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 3. I cannot help not to use my humor, guys, but I would be very happy if you're more like you show more solidarity. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's discuss it. With more than 50 feature films, Alfred Hitchcock remains one of the most popular directors of all times. We know about him as a director. Then his films drew heavily on both fear and fantasy. Then he began directing in the United Kingdom. Then they, which are about films yet, often portray innocent people caught up in circumstances beyond their understanding. Do you feel that number 3 is kind of outstanding there and does not really get the logic? Because if you just read number 2 and immediately number 4, you will see that there is a logical chain there. Hitchcock films draw heavily on both fear and fantasy. They often portray innocent people caught up in circumstances beyond their understanding. And then the bringing example. The movie Rebecca, which evokes the fears of a young bride, is a good example of this. Did you get that? Do you have any questions so far? Emad, hello. We welcome you in our group and hope that you will find this interesting while practicing. Okay, now the third one. I want you again to find irrelevant sentence. Okay, we got here Liana. She says this is 4. Cozer 4. Okay. And so, okay. Great. Karen 4. And then the Nazir 6. Is there anyone who does not agree with 4? Okay, there is none. Good. Now, going back to the question that I had to ask you in the beginning, while doing reading exercises, ask yourself, what skill does it develop? How will it improve your reading? While you were doing with these irrelevant sentences, what skill you thought it was developing? Was it developing the skill that helps you to understand the general idea of the reading? Was it like what was it doing? Probably you need some time to think about it. I will give you a minute for that. Okay, people seem to be thinking health. Susan, health. Seeing the smoothness of the topic. Okay, the logics and coherence of the topic. Good. Great, Inga. I would understand that's about coherence and logical development of the text. What else? I will have to go back and show you the slide that I want you to really think about it. Okay. These are TOEFL iBT reading question types. Think about these question types and think about the activity that we did now and what question types will it help to improve. Insert text question, very good. Fill in table. You would say basically it can help to understand what is the summary of it. Okay. Do you think to answer these question types, you only need to know how to answer, to do TOEFL reading, you only need to know how to answer these questions? I will move ahead, but think about my question. Did you get my question? For you to master reading skill, you need to be able to, please finish my sentence. Okay, read a lot. Good. Uh, Thank you, Nazir. To get the general idea of the text, very good. Okay, more. Anyone else? Read and write and understand. Wow, Emma, that's very ambitious. Okay. To get the structure of the text, very good, Inga. Focus on the relevant information and omit the irrelevant one. Okay, make sure the message is delivered correctly. Ahmed, I think you're speaking about writing because the message is delivered to you. There is a message, definitely. You have to make sure that you get the message delivered to you. Okay, thank you. Now, I want you to answer the other question. How long did this kind of exercise take you to do? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Like, just imagine these three very small texts. How long will it take you to do a day? 2 minutes. Liana, thank you. Okay. Basically, yeah, I would agree too. If that is very ambitious, I would think about 5 minutes. Just take the beginner and someone who would start dealing with reading practice. Does this kind of reading practice help you to get the structure of the text? Improve the skill that might help you to get the structure of the text? Will this kind of practice help you? Are you answering or you're thinking? Okay. Will this kind of practice help you focus on the relevant information? And will this kind of practice help you to get the general idea of the text? Okay. Basically, I would assume that you all answer the question yes, because it won't take a lot of time, but any time when you do something with reading, always ask yourself question, why I'm doing this and what skill will it improve? Did you get my point? Guys, did you get my point? Okay. Okay. So it's not extremely necessary that you do only TOEFL related reading. It's okay, it's welcoming that you do also some other reading practice, but to guide your reading development, it will be good if you ask yourself question, why I am doing this kind of exercise? What benefit will it give me while I'm doing it? What skill will it improve? Always ask yourself these kind of questions, because these kind of questions help you to generally guide your reading process. By the way, this kind of reading practice also helps you to develop paragraphing, which is extremely important in essay writing. So while reading and doing reading practice, don't forget about other skills. So writing is usually there, and it's very close to reading. Let's move on and do some other practice. Are you all okay until now? Okay, good. Um, so we're moving. This is one paragraph, and you have to complete the paragraph with the most appropriate sentence so that the paragraph flow is not broken. Find the sentence that helps you to maintain the flow of logics in the paragraph. B, okay, B, B, good, great. Okay, we're doing this very great. You're basically very quick, and I'm happy that you're being very quick, because it means that you're getting the idea. Okay, that's B. Why? Because it's there for I always had animals around me, and then he speaks that when he was 14, he was already taking care and raising baboons and lion cubs. The other one. How about this one? A, okay, A, E, Okay, we're breaking the flow. E, A. Tell me, why would you think this is A? You need a total of about 60 minutes of physical activity a day. Here is a good news. It will give you lots of ideas for staying fit and healthy. Lots of ideas about 60 minutes of physical activity. And pay attention that it says 5 or 10 minute sessions of physical activity throughout the day are just as good for you. So those who answered A, will it change your mind? Ahmed, which one is compatible, A or E? That A or E? A. It will give you lots of ideas for staying fit and healthy. Good news about ideas. And then 5 or 10 minute sessions of physical activity throughout the day are just as good for you. This may include walking, jogging, running, riding a bike. It's E basically, guys, because the good news is that the 60 minutes of physical activity should not be done all at one time. Instead, 5 or 10 minute sessions of physical activity throughout the day are just as good for you. So that's about generally 60 minutes should not be done all at one time. So this is there. Let's do the second one. This one. How about this one? B. Okay. B. B. Good. Great. Yes, this is B. This is B because it says your parents tell you to wear sunscreen when you're outside in the summer, and they're certainly right. Who? Parents. Okay. Again, you don't need to answer my question, but I also want you to think about it. Ask yourself the question, what skill will it develop and how will it develop your reading? In spite of the fact that this type of exercises you will never find in TOEFL reading development books. Think about it for a minute. You don't need to put your answers if you don't want, but I want you to think about this and how will this help? And what skill exactly will it help? Okay, we're moving forward. Now we come to table filling question, which is basically TOEFL specific question. In IELTS, we also have kind of this kind of reading, but now we will concentrate on TOEFL. These questions basically measure the ability to organize the major ideas and how the ideas are placed in appropriate categories. And also, they require the ability to understand cause effect, compare contrast relationship, and arguments, and the organization of the information. This is what you were doing before now. It was quite easy one. But anyway, to understand the categories, to understand the organization of the information. Do you have any questions about table fill-in questions? Okay, then I will have to move. It's vague, Ahmed. I understand this is vague because that's still the beginning. But let's do this one. I want you to read this. It shouldn't take longer than 1 minute. As soon as you're ready, tell me to move. But try to do it as quick as possible. Okay, so I will have to move. Read the second part. You made great. So if you know the passage, you can answer much quicker than the others. Okay. So it will be good experience for you to save the time, especially if you know the passage. Okay. Did you finish? Yeah. Okay, great. Now, you remember the passage, right? I want you now to spend 1 minute on not really 1 minute, even shorter, like 30 seconds on each one. Once more. Okay, I'm counting the time. That should take you 30 minutes. Look at it very carefully. So 20 minutes, 20 seconds, I'm sorry. Did I say minutes? Oops, sorry. No, that's very ambitious. That's it. Second one, again 30 seconds. 10 more seconds. Okay, great. Now, I think you all basically got yourself acquainted with the passage. Let's move. And how about this one? I'm going to give you 1 minute to read this. 2 minutes, Ahmed. Okay. 1 minute. Mohammed, that was quick. Nadir, okay. So you all agree with this? Okay. Um, did you make yourself quite aware of the passage? What if I have to tell you to write a summary? No, that's just kidding. I'm using humor. Now we're doing this exercise. Select the appropriate phrases for the answers and match them to the phase of career. This question is worse. So look at this one because the slide does not allow. Faulkner's, the first phase of the career, you have to have 3 choices. The first phase, and then Faulkner in the second phase of the career, again 3 choices. So think about the first phase and second phase of his career. And these are the answer choices. Let's first of all choose the first phase. You remember that it had 3 choices, so you basically have to have 3 choices. Okay, so we got 451, 157, 158. Considers like 1 is always there. Okay, Fab answered it's 257. Okay, 513, 51. Emma, that's 3 choices, so you have to have 1 more. 158, 153, 157, 258. Okay. Any other? 6. Okay. Ahmad, you think about 516. Okay. Liana, 1. Susan, that's like you said, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Nana, okay. Big claps go to Nana and Inga. Great girls. This is exactly 258. Why? Because in the first phase, he was not considered one of America's greatest writers. He was not considered. Second, he received small amount of critical acclaim. Let's go back. Think about this. So he received small amount of critical acclaim. He also was considered merely a regional writer. And he made his living with writing other than novels. So, Nana, Inga, big congratulations to you. We will go back once more and see where does it say. Okay. So let's look at this. He is today recognized as one of America's greatest heroes, but he was not at that time, the first phase. Now, that's just today, but not at that time. Okay, let's go back to this. He was considered as regional writing. Did you see? His writings were generally relegated to the category of strictly regional writing. He made his living writing magazine articles and working as a screenwriter rather than novelist. Okay. He was praised by some critics and reviewers during his first part, but he was considered fairly regional, marginal author. So basically these 3 parts you will see the very typical for his first phase. 3 parts that he didn't get enough criticism, that he made his living not as a novelist rather than writing magazine articles, and also he was considered as a regional writer. Do you have any questions about this? People, any questions about this? No questions? Okay, let me move. Please concentrate on this one. Sorry. Oops, sorry. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Please concentrate on this paragraph because I don't want to return once more to the paragraph. 30 seconds goes. Five seconds. This is second phase of his career. Okay. I'm changing it. Okay. So let's choose what was characteristic for the second phase of his career. The first phase, where received small amount of critical acclaim, he was considered merely original writer, and he made his living with writing other than novels. How about second? Which is his last career, basically, the last period of his career. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 6, 4, 3, 1, 4, 6, 3. Any other choices? Okay, Susan, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 3, 7, 4. Let's see who is winning this one. So the first one was Liana and Nana. How about this one? Let's see who is a winner. Okay, no more choices here. Let me go back. Unfortunately, we don't have winners this time. But okay, he became to be recognized as considerably more than a regional writer. So this is one, basically, which proves why you chose one. He's great. Pay attention how many rewards he got. He got National Academy. He was elected to the prestigious National Academy of Arts and Letters. He was awarded with a Nobel Prize. His work was recognized in various ways, the National Book Award, 2 Pulitzer Prizes, and he became a novelist in the resident of University of Virginia. His success led to a degree of affluence, which is basically why he is considered to be one of the greatest writers. He enabled him to take up the life of Southern gentlemen, including horseback riding, and ironically, he died as a result of an accident. Remember this, dying as a result of accident has nothing to do with his career. So if you paid attention on this more closely, tell me, how would you change your choices? What is extra here? Or what should you put there? Did it change your own when we went back to the paragraph? Did it change? Macwell, unfortunately, you have joined us a little bit late. We will be finishing in 15 minutes, but you're more than welcome to participate in the last part of the exercise. Inga, great. That's 147. Yeah. Okay. He was considered one of the America's greatest writers later because this brought him affluence. He received numerous awards and acclaim. People, he did not write about various American regions. It doesn't say there. But he made his living as a novelist because he was writing. Just he was writing. Good. Okay, let's try another one. And the last one. I hope that you got this. Do you have questions about this? Muhammad, why should we choose 7? Someone can help Muhammad understand why we should choose 7. Do you pay attention to the first sentence? It says that Faulkner came to be recognized as considerably more than a regional writer, and he started publishing his books. He became the novelist in the residence in the end of his life. Basically, the second part. Here is it. So, if he was considered as a novelist officially, he made his living writing novels. Did you get the point? Okay, good. Now let me move. Okay, this one. Um, guys, I'm sorry. I will have to. I am sorry. Okay, read this one, please. This is a little bit longer, so maybe you should take about 1 minute and 30 seconds. As soon as you're done, tell me to move. You don't know what is waiting you for you after this exercise. That's why I want you to be extremely concentrated. Okay, should I move? People? Okay. I'm sorry. I will not go back because that was explaining how you do it. So what do you remember from the first passage that you just read? If you have to summarize it, the passage, imagine that you don't have any questions. Give me 2 main sentences that summarize the passage. I will give you 2 minutes for this. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Like, what? How would you describe? This is new passage, so that's why I had to close it. But remember the first passage that you read, and I want you to give me two main sentences. Are you thinking? Okay, maybe we should go quickly to this one, and let's work because we have 6 minutes. I would like you to work on this one. Please read this very carefully. Are you done? Guys, did you read it? Okay. Liana says she finished. Nazir says he finished. Okay. Then creatures found to exist and creatures that perhaps do not exist. Without knowing the choices, so you have to basically find two groups: creatures found to exist and creatures that perhaps do not exist. Um, I will go. I will go to the type. Which one do you think is here? The creature that found to exist is Mohammed. I know that there are words that you don't understand, but believe me, you have to practice the vocabulary guessing in this type of exercises. The part of the exercise is that it is usually too short for you to concentrate on the idea. So always start to practice from short paragraphs. So creatures that found to exist are for whom it was really like challenging. A, C, others. Ingeborg the first and the most brave. Any other? Okay. C. ACG. Um, I don't want to give the right answers right now, but I would like you to think about it, and that's going to be part of the trick. You will have to download this once more and think about this practice. And just because the time will allow you to read the passage much more careful to answer the questions, I will not give you the right answers, but I will keep the interest and help you to go back to the presentation and think about the right answers, because it will be too easy for you then if I give you the right answers. Do you agree? People, do you agree that I don't give you right answers? Okay. Okay, because I want you to work on it. Oh, Makwell, you're not giving up, and you think this is. Ah, okay, okay, okay. So please later download this and try to do this practice. Um, what I would like you to concentrate on is read any kind of academic, scholarly, or high-level vocabulary, non-fiction text. Literature will not help you a lot, rather than skimming for main idea of newspaper editorials, journals, magazines, high-level vocabulary, non-fiction texts, academic texts. Summarize the main idea and find context clues. Basically, the first two practices that we did, it was about finding context clues. So what I would recommend is try to do this and practice. Don't take always TOEFL iBT, rather than you can take IELTS, you can take GRE, you can take BIC, any kind of reading material, because all of them provide enough academic, scholarly, or high-level vocabulary nonfiction texts. Also, if we go back to this and identify reading strategies, do you agree that we met the first objective? Did you identify reading strategies? What you need to do to develop reading, all in all? I understand, Nazir, that it, like, okay, it was not good, but at least you know how to practice it. So we practice table filling questions. Unfortunately, the last one was left as homework for you. So I would like you to really think about this and table filling question and define your own strategies for preparation. Ask the right questions before reading. Great, Inga, yes. Okay, and again, if you have any questions, please keep the track of our online webinars. That's www.karhanyan.com. You can join our Facebook groups, TOEFL and IELTS webinars. Put your questions, post about your achievements as well. Why not? Tell us about your scores. What did you get? How did you achieve your score? And if you still have any questions, you can write us info@karhanyan.com. Thanks for attending. And I will be still in Facebook. And in case you have questions, please post your questions there. I think you don't have questions right now, right? Do you have any questions? Okay, so it seems that you don't have any questions. In case you come up with any questions, please put your questions there, and make sure that your questions are quite specific about the reading, because we're doing the reading part. So if you still have questions about the reading, generally about reading strategies, post your questions there. Okay, thank you very much. I wish you good day, if it is still day. For us, it's evening. And enjoy your own reading. Thank you very much.